Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we are going to continue on with our Revisiting Bands Week, this time with something that some of you might not know I am revisiting. So we have our request today comes from Johnny asking me to do Utopia by Tesseract. And some of you more astute ones out there are probably thinking, wait a second, Bryan's never done Tesseract. And it's kind of true. Most of you probably have not seen my Tesseract video. But I did do Of Matter, the live studio performance, and it was blocked by YouTube. I will put a link in the description to the Google Drive link so that you can watch it there if you'd like. So, yes, I am revisiting a band that most people don't know I visited once. So that's pretty cool. I did enjoy Tesseract the first time. I thought they did a lot of really cool things. And I am quite stoked to see what else they've done. So yeah, let's get into this.
Broken mirror on the wall. You give no reflection of me at all. Your wicked ways I won't understand. Intoxicating, recommend. Rusting scissors in the door. Hold me closer to life, no more. Why am I so confused? Unimpressed and unamused. Something's not right.
Gorgeous, just beautiful. Even though there's this hint of ominousity, not a word, just made it up. There's this ominous edge to it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is funky. Nice wide bass sound and just this heavy articulation going on, accenting just ridiculous rhythm. Yep. If you sat with the snare in that last section, you'd be right on the beat. And now we got the cymbals laying the beat down. Ooh. Yeah, I'm getting like a nice 3 pulse here. It feels like 6/8 to me, but I'm sure it doesn't have to be that way. Accenting off the beats like that just throws off all sense of time. That's just a really good way to do that. Really good atmosphere right here too. Leaning really hard into that ominous kind of creeping danger feeling I was talking about at the beginning. The singer using those dotted halves or dotted quarters last section, real good switch up from what he's doing now, using a lot faster stuff. Really interesting change going on here. And see, that third chord resolves a lot nicely, a lot more nicer than it did at the beginning, where it kind of went into this unresolved edge, which gave it that ominous stuff. And now they're actually resolving that third chord. This section is a lot more optimistic than the rest of it. Oh man, was not expecting to be reminded of Red Hot Chili Peppers today. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing is that is so different from of matter, and yet it's still just like it's still clearly Tesseract, and that's just amazing that they kind of they have their honed sound, what kind of makes them Tesseract, their personality based aspect of the music, which is the super funky, hyper technical, rhythmic composition. Um, I believe the cool kids are calling that gent these days. Uh, but yeah, so that's definitely what I would say is core to Tesseract, is using lots of odd rhythms and accenting off beats, and not just kind of laying it down on every beat, using crazy polyrhythms to kind of lose the sense of time but keeping it groovy. It's not like Animals as Leaders or Meshuggah, where they do the same thing. They play with time feel, but they do it in a disorienting way where it's difficult to kind of figure out where you're going. But these guys utilize the same techniques, but still keep the groove, even though you don't know what time signature they're playing in, or you might not know what kind of polyrhythms are going on. You can still find a groove to just kind of dance to or bop your head to or whatever. Um, you can still, as a listener, even if you have no musical understanding, you can still get into the music. And I think that's it's a very fine line to cross between being too simple and too complex. And I think these guys just nail it. This is two songs in a row that they have done some rather crazy stuff with time feel and time manipulation. And both times I've just been able to fall right into that groove and just kind of jam with them, even though I'm not always particularly 100% sure what is going on with the time, what is going on with the rhythm. And I think that's definitely core to their identity. I think that's who they are as Tesseract. But at the same time, this song and Of Matter are wildly different. Um, they kind of share the same idea of going hard into atmosphere, but this song was more interested in being mainstream. Not that it is a mainstream song. Not that I think a lot of mainstream people could latch on to this, but it's a lot shorter than Of Matter was, and um, it really kind of followed your typical verse chorus bridge idea. And to kind of move along with that, the bass rhythm really didn't change up much. I kind of noticed a few different variations on the same idea. So for the most part, this is a song with little variation as a whole that kind of stuck with two or three main themes, and created the song around that. Other than the outro, which just came out of left field. But I mean, for the most part, the compositional makeup is a lot simpler than Of Matter was. Um, So it really shows that they can do something a little more mainstream, easier to follow, maybe something that follows into the footsteps of more traditional uh, rock, lighter metal. I don't really know what you would call it's like. I don't know where rock and metal meet. I'm sure there's like a specific divide. You say this stuff's rock, this stuff's metal, but to me they're two sides of the same coin. But yeah, whereas the last one of Matter was like hyper proggy, 10,000 different sections, just like constantly evolving and changing and going in different directions. So, yeah, it's cool that they can do both sides without losing their core identity, without losing, what makes them Tesseract. Um, so, yeah, like, I don't know if there's anything else I can really say. I love this song. So far, I love Tesseract. They just nail it. It's, I don't know. It's technical light, prog light, and I'm all for that. I'm pretty sure I've said something to that same effect before. That I enjoy technical light or prog light or whatever you want to call it, where it has a lot of the elements of more technical metal, but it's packaged in a more accessible manner, and I really dig that. Uh, that's not to say I don't like my hyper technical music. I will listen to classical or jazz, especially some bebop. I really enjoy some of the technical death metal that we've listened to just on the sheer musicianship and compositional abilities that are on display. But it's not something that I can go into all the time. It has my brain firing on all, just constantly trying to figure out what's going on. And sometimes I like the complexity, but I just need to turn my brain off and fall into the jam. And that's where Tesseract sits. And that's one of the things I love about them. I could turn them on any time of the day. If my brain's fatigued, I can just get into the groove. If I'm looking to do some analysis, I can get a little bit of a warm up, a little bit of light analysis that my brain can just latch on to some of the cool things going on. Tesseract's just perfect for that. So yeah, I really dig this. The Red Hot Chili Peppers thing at the end just like threw me completely off guard, and it's kind of weird how well it fit. Like I mentioned that the bass kind of stuck with the same idea throughout the whole song. It utilized the same octave of notes, and that might even be a little generous. I'm sure it was more of a selection of like 4 or 5 notes. It really didn't seem like it had much range being utilized there. It was a lot of technicality in the rhythms, but even the rhythmic ideas seemed to be repeated throughout the whole song. There was very little variation on it um, to really like have any distinction between the separate sections of the bass. It kind of stuck with the same general idea of funkiness. It was definitely a funky, offbeat kind of syncopation. Um, but it fit so well with that rap light, like rap singing that the Red Hot Chili Peppers do often. And it's just the singer even sort of sounded like the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know his name, but the singer from the Peppers. I mean, it was just if you had told me that it featured that guy, I would not bat an eye. It was really close. I don't know if they were specifically going for that feel or not, but I mean, it was like 80% there. It's like wild, like out of nowhere. And then it just fits so well. So, yeah, Tesseract, love them. I can't get enough of them. I need their albums so bad. Should I start with their first one? This one I think was Polaris, which is, I definitely dig this. I don't know what Of Matter came off of, but I don't remember this album art. Oh, you know what? But Of Matter was a live video. So, I mean, I guess it could have come off this album. I don't remember seeing an album cover for that one. Anyways, though, yeah, I'm just like, I dig these guys. What album should I start with? It's a good question. Should I start from the beginning or should I start with something where they've matured a bit? But yeah, so this is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments what you guys thought about this, what albums I should pick up from them, etc., etc. I don't think there's any bad words you could say about these guys, but I guess if you didn't enjoy it, you could put that down there as well. While you're in the comments, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell. You can check out my Patreon and my Twitter. Links are in the description, as well as a link to the of Matter reaction from my Google Drive. And that about wraps this one up. So, stay safe out there, everyone, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you decide to watch this video.